Just the second minute and the Geoghan's in tune. Declan to Stephen, the top scorer, so close for Shelbourne. Shells hadn't conceded a goal since the 7th of January, 6 matches before, so it isn't exactly advisable to go giving them a start. But they got it after only 11 minutes. The lethal Geoghan Sheridan axes Drogheda's undoing. Perfect pass, marvellous finish. Tony Sheridan, normally Geoghan's foil, scoring his first goal in 12 weeks, but the way he converted the perfect feed suggests that he could do it in his sleep. Classic simplicity. Number 2, after 27 minutes, what vision and first touch from Gary Howlett to set Geoghan free. John Grace did his best, but this is a forward in form, claiming his 14th of the season. What chance Drogheda now? Out of nothing, but then that's how good players do it. Howlett quite superb, striking a peach of a pass, and Stephen Geoghan gloriously effective. 2 goals, as fine as you'd wish to see. Shelbourne's mean defence meant Alan Goff hadn't a shot to save. This is how they do it, getting men back in numbers, giving the opposition no chance. But Drogheda might have had a penalty, for as Tom O'Sullivan went through, David Smith did appear to push him over. But Donegal referee Wolfie Wallace was having none of it, so Shelbourne reached half-time, untroubled and in control. Second half, more of the same really. Howlett sovereign as ever with a great first touch. Geoghan and Sheridan then casting their spell, but Trevor Crawley was there to make the important challenge. Drogheda kept battling away. Following Colm Crescen's missed kick, the ball seemed to strike Brian Flood in the arm. Again, the ref was unimpressed. But Shelbourne could well afford to smile. Another most impressive performance, which might have seen them 3 up after 58 minutes. Sheridan and Geoghan again, but this time Grace covered well, and Noel Reid was there to clear off the line. However obvious the outcome had become, Drogheda might have snatched the consolation. Half-time substitute Hart and Crescent combining to set up Bobby Brown, but the man of the match of the last round could make nothing of it. Shelbourne stylishly through to the last 8.
Damien, that was a very business-like performance.
Yes, it was. That was probably the best way to describe it, George. Conditions were very difficult for both sides. We got 2 good goals in the first half. We made sure nothing too much untoward happened after that. Having said that, I think Drogheda pushed us all the way. I think both teams deserve great credit, particularly Drogheda, 2-0 down. They never gave up the ghost. They pushed us right to the very end.
As far as Shelbourne are concerned, though, that's the next round for you. It's 1 defeat in 15. It's, what, 5 straight wins and 6 games without conceding a goal. It sounds like half-decent form.
It sounds very impressive. But as we all know in this game, it can disappear overnight. I mean, we now come back to Drogheda next Friday for an equally important game. Having said that, the things you learn in professional football are to enjoy the good nights when you have them. We had a good night tonight. We enjoy it, and we move on to the next one next week. But it makes the weekend very, very much more acceptable.
You picked up the first trophy of the season, the League Cup, earlier on, and you're very much in contention now for the 2 others that are still there to be won.
Yes.
There'd be many who would say this is looking like a year when Shelbourne are going to win something big.
Yes, I would hope so. I mean, we're good enough to win something, but having said that, the competition is quite intense. All we can do is play to our ability. Tonight we did, and yet there's still more to come. In the second half, perhaps we could have got the 3rd goal to put me out of my misery anyway. And we didn't. And we have to raise our performance level a little bit more. And we have the players. We've got a good team. We've got good players. Things are going very well. It's up to us to make sure they go better.
And you're still in this cup. How important is the cup, given that the league is the big one?
Well, equally. I mean, the cup is equally important. When you play the cup, it's the most important. The league overall is the main one, but the cup is very important, and it has a glamour, and you enjoy it. Despite managers like myself playing down the importance of the cup, we love it.
Well, Jimmy, you were telling me it was 9 cup finals you were involved in and 7 victories, but sadly for Drogheda, it won't be this year.
It won't be this year. I thought it might have been this year, but you can't give 2 goals away and give the team like Shelbourne 2-goal start, because it's an uphill battle from there on in, and they controlled the game. You know, we were fighting against it, and obviously with a team of their calibre, you just cannot. It's very difficult giving them a 2-goal start, and that's what we did.
And not only was it a 2-goal start, but there were 2 magnificent goals.
They took them well. The finish was magnificent, and no one could grumble at the finishing. It was superb finishing. But that's what they're capable of doing, and they normally suck you in and hit you on the break, and the way they finished was magnificent.
Could you have been beaten by the cup winners?
Well, the way they play, I mean, they're a hell of a good side, and the one thing that they do is they don't give goals away, and they have got excellent forwards on the break, and they play good football. So I would hold my hands up to Shelbourne tonight, and they were very, very good.
And I suppose, since you are now a dispassionate observer, Drogheda having been knocked out, if it's not to be Shelbourne, who would you fancy?
Well, Bows would be difficult to meet, and Pats. You know, they're all still in it. So the cup is there for to be won. And but having seen Shelbourne over a number of weeks and the way they play, I think they're very difficult to beat.